What's up, everybody? How are you doing today? I'm doing great. Feels good to be back. Always a pleasure to discuss with you. Thank you very much for stopping by. You are very much appreciated. We see you watching us from all over Africa. Thank you. Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana, all over the place. We salute you. Thank you so much. Caribbeans, Jamaica, Tobago, Trinidad, Haiti, United States of America, UK. We see you. Thank you very much. Europe. So we already should be loving each other because we are the same people, right? Certainly, if I were you, I would subscribe because it's family. It's us together discussing, exchanging, learning from one another. Let's subscribe. Push the button. Push the button. I should be telling you that already. Let's do this so we can push our video further so many of our people can see it. Obviously, here we discuss about many subjects. And we are discussing today about what's happening in the continent, in the motherland. I know a lot of our brothers are all over the world. They would love to know exactly what's happening, and sometimes without filter. So thank you very much for stopping by, for choosing us as a family. I appreciate you very much. So today we're going to talk about Niger. I know we have spoken about Niger quite a bit, but we need to understand bit by bit how it happened. Okay, Niger, it's a lovely country in Africa. We're going to put a map right here so some of our brothers can see. I know many don't know, have never been to Africa, perhaps don't have a clear view of what this is. Niger's map, please, in Africa. Beautiful place, very hot though, lovely people. They recently toppled the president because the president was not working very hard for the people. So now the comment here is, Joseph Borrell has made a comment. Joseph Borrell, who represents the European Union, he has made a comment saying that the European Union supports the work of the French people in Niger. That's what he's saying.
We also express again our solidarity with France over the situation of its ambassador on the ground. So full solidarity with France and full support to President Bazoum.
They say they're supporting the military of France being in Niger. So the question here is, who are you to support somebody else into somebody else's house? Like, what gives you the range to say, okay, I support you being in somebody else's house, even though they don't want you there anymore? I don't understand that. Joseph Borrell says they support, they as the European Union, support the French army in Niger. So what's happening in Niger? Niger is a country, like I said, lovely place that has been colonized by the French. They were colonized by the French for many years. They were beaten, but you know the drill. They went through hardship. Then freedom came. Colonization ended in the 1960s for most African countries, except South Africa. That was very late in 1994. 1960s, many African countries get decolonized. But they say decolonized, but in reality, you're not really decolonized because they still run the country. They still choose who is on top of government. They still run the economics. They still own the biggest shops, the biggest enterprises. They still own the mines. They still own the lands. They still own many other things. Niger produces uranium. Uranium is very important in the production of energy. France mines uranium from Niger that it exports to France, creates energy, electricity, and exports electricity in other European countries. Even though Niger has got some of the most uranium in the world, they have no electricity. Now, you explain that to me. It makes no sense, right? I think you can be as stupid as you like, but it gets a time where you like, no, this is too much. This is too much. Niger's uranium feeds France's energy up to 30%. But in the meantime, Niger has to import electricity from Nigeria. Well, Nigeria also doesn't have electricity, but Nigeria has enough electricity to sell to Niger. They just don't have electricity for you, my brother from Niger. Yeah, that's the truth. Nigeria has electricity, just not for you in Nigeria. Okay, because the electricity they have to sell it to Niger. Not you, the people going to profit from it. In the meantime, Niger has uranium, and Niger has no electricity because uranium is exported to France. Okay, so who is Joseph Borrell to come forward and say, we support the French, even though the people of Niger say we do not want French in our country anymore? What happened? What happened was, after the topple of the president, whose name is Mohamed Bazoum, the new people in power called the French ambassador to come and have a discussion on how things are going to move forward, how they're going to work together. The French ambassador just stopped them. Yes, in their country, just stopped them. He didn't talk to them. He didn't reply to them. Didn't do anything. Just snobbing them like that. So obviously you're coming to my house and I'm calling you and you snobbing me? Well, you're touching my ego. Well, you know what? Get out. They gave the French ambassador 48 hours to leave the country. Then France responded. They say, you have no right to send him out the country because you are not the legitimate government. We recognize Mohamed Bazoum, who is the previous president, that you have toppled, but we do not recognize you. So therefore, if you ask him to leave, it's illegal because you're not recognized. I mean, fellas, we have a situation here where this is your country and you decide to change your president. And somebody else says, I do not recognize you. I recognize your other president. And you don't have the right to tell me to leave. So they called the French ambassador. He refused. They asked him to leave. He refused. They cut the electricity supply from the embassy. Then they cut the food supply from the embassy. Then they cut the water supply from the embassy. People of Niger have come together, more than 2 million people, making it as uncomfortable as possible for the French. Let me just remind you, France has about 1,500 troops living in Niger. Now, Joseph Borrell, who represents the European Union, say the European Union supports the presence of the French in Niger. Now, who is Joseph Borrell? Joseph Borrell, for those of you who don't know, is the guy that made a very interesting comment. He said Europe is a garden. You know, Europe is a garden. The other places of the world is the jungle. Europe is a garden. Okay, you gotta look after Europe. Make sure the walls are very high so people from the jungle don't come into Europe. You know who they're talking about, right? Who are the people of the jungle? You already know. I shouldn't be telling you this. Europe is a garden. It's a beautiful garden. Well maintained. It's beautiful. The other side is the jungle. Don't let the jungle come in. So, watch this guy.
Europe is a garden. We have built a garden. The rest of the world, and you know very well, Federica, is not exactly a garden. The rest of the world, most of the rest of the world is a jungle. And the jungle could invade the garden. And the gardeners should take care of it. The jungle has a strong growth capacity and the wall will never be high enough in order to protect the garden. The gardeners have to go to the jungle.
So you tell me what's the credibility of such person? This is a representative of the European Union who says Europe is a garden. You are the jungle. You know, sometimes they used to tell us the best way to hear what somebody really thinks about you. So number one, you want to know the truth from somebody, listen to him when he's drunk. If he doesn't drink, listen to him when he's very comfortable, when he's 100% sure that nobody's listening to him or nobody's paying attention to what he's saying. He's going to be telling the truth. That's why you come and listen to somebody talking when they think you're not there. They're going to tell the truth. So Joseph Borrell says they support the French. Obviously, the jungle needs to be controlled. We need to have some people that we trust, like the French. They must be in the jungle, making sure the jungle is being run correctly. Joseph Borrell again made another comment when Mali was fighting for its freedom. He said Malians don't even understand. They're supporting Russia. They don't even know Russia. They don't even know where Russia is in the map. They have no idea who Putin is. They're just brainless people. They don't understand. Listen to this guy.
But Russia is able to deflect blame, twist reality, and to find an audience in some part of the world. I've seen in the TV screens these African young people on the streets of Bamako with a billboard saying, Putin, thanks, you have saved the Donbass, and now you will save us. It's really shocking. Well, you can consider these people don't know where the Donbass is. Maybe they don't even know who is Putin, but they are getting mobilized on the streets. And I see in some capital of a country who is a candidate to become a member of the European Union. You don't have to go to Bamako, you have to go to the Balkans. And you will see in the Balkans, thanks, happy birthday.
Yes, that's what he said. He said Africans don't understand. They're just running in the street, celebrating Putin. They don't even understand who Putin is. So the guy thinks we're not very intelligent. So some people need to think for Africa because Africans don't understand. That's Joseph Borrell for you. And he's supporting the French in Niger. They should tell you the truth about the global idea, how they see us. Sometimes somebody who's not very intelligent among a group will come and tell you the truth about what everybody in a group is thinking. That's exactly what's happening here. I mean, what does this inspire you? That the European Union is supporting the French military in Niger. Let me also remind you that ECOWAS are the 15 countries of West Africa who have been fighting against the liberation in Niger, went to Europe to go and ask for help in order to come and fight Niger. Because at the time they wanted to go to Niger, then they were very sure they would win the war. They wanted to go and do war in Niger. Burkina Faso and Mali say, if you dare cross into Niger, you're going to be declaring war to Burkina Faso and Mali in the same token. So that took them aback. They were like, whoa, things are getting more serious. What did they decide to do? They went to Europe, going to ask for help. Okay? And now Joseph Borrell is saying, we support the French. We support ECOWAS. We support Mohamed Bazoum. We do not support you, the guys who are trying to free yourself from, from oppression, from poverty, from lack of electricity. Thank you very much, fellas, for being part of this. I appreciate you. Drop your comments. I want to know what you think about this. How can the people of Niger free themselves? How can people of Africa get the freedom they need? Just remember here, ECOWAS are Africans too. Why are Africans preventing other Africans from acquiring freedom? What is this? Is this the work of the devil? Is this the work of colonialism? Or is this just pure greed? God bless.